So I want to talk about this idea of families eating their own. And I know that sounds kind of gruesome. However, I think it's a really great metaphor for what I'm going to talk about today. Because whenever you've been involved with narcissistic or just in general toxic or dysfunctional family systems, that actually is what it feels like, is that you're being consumed. I mean, that's not literal, you guys, but it's funny because a client sent me this reel the other day and she was sending it to me because it was just kind of a joke that we have between ourselves about what it feels like to be around a narcissist. And it was a reel of this guy who was some kind of alligator, expert. And he was showing how he could put his face really close to the alligator. He could do all this stuff around the alligator that made it appear to people who didn't understand that the alligator loved him. And he was like, that's not the case at all. He was like, I just very skilled and I know, how to be around the alligator so as to not, provoke it to bite me. And he actually showed, how actually the wrong move, and all of a sudden the alligator snapped and tried to bite him. And he knew it was going to happen, so he moved back really fast. But it was funny because she had sent it to me and she was saying, oh, this is kind of like what it feels like for me. And I know, again, that's really kind of morbid, but the truth is that is a really good metaphor for when you're in a relationship in a family system or even just with one person where you're keeping yourself, like you're behaving in a way that is non-threatening to them to keep yourself safe. And we learn it in childhood, it just is a way of being that we've learned and that it's just a program. And it may have kept you safe in childhood, but unfortunately, it's really blocking your success now as a coach, a healer, a transformation professional, or any kind of online entrepreneur. And you're really trying to put yourself out there and build your business. And when this sort of seemingly supportive family might actually not be that supportive, is this idea that the family system is actually consuming your identity, is consuming, your autonomous self. The family system, it's an entity, and it thrives on conflict and chaos and drama. And so what happens is whenever you show up, maybe you're doing some deep personal work and you want to change and grow and stepping into the field of healing arts, or maybe you've been in the field, but you are talking to your family and you find yourself kind of censoring your words. You feel a little anxiety when you bring things up. You just kind of keep yourself small. You're walking on eggshells so that you don't upset anyone or make anyone uncomfortable. And those are some signs that perhaps it's time to take a look at this. And although it may appear like, well, I just want to keep the peace, I just want to, get along with everyone, but it's actually really compromising your authentic being. And what happens is it doesn't just happen when you're around your family, but it bleeds into your business in other areas of your life. So you may not realize it, but then you're showing up small in your business and you're showing up small, in your personal life, in your relationships. And it's not bad or wrong, but it's not what you deserve, you know? And I want to invite you to consider that this is your time to actually decide, you know what? I'm going to just give back the responsibility to others in my life, including my family, to handle their own emotional responses to things. As in, if I'm doing something in my life that maybe a family member doesn't agree with or it makes them uncomfortable, then that's really their responsibility. Their emotional response is their responsibility. And I'm not going to compromise my truth anymore because it's suppressing my being and I'm not able to fully step into my power. I'm not able to fully, express my authentic gifts and talents and skills in the world. And I know you want to help people, right? That's why you're here. That's why you're in the game. So this is the work. If you're listening to this right now, there's a reason. This is the work that you need to start doing in order to help yourself so you can also help your clients and your students and your members and your audience and whoever it is you work with. So I'm gonna actually recommend that you just take a look at this and ask yourself, am I walking around on eggshells around certain people in my life, my family or others? Am I trying to stay safe and stay small so that I don't upset the egg cart, so I don't upset people's ego or people's idea of who I am in the role that I'm playing in our relationship? You know, ask yourself that. And that if that's the case, then think about, doing some work around this for sure. I have a program called Inner Child Revolution, which absolutely can help with this exact issue. And you can also just start doing your own work, as in you can start doing some journaling. Just notice what's coming up for you. Start testing the boundaries in your life. Start testing um, where you might feel yourself like holding back. Go ahead and like share and actually see what's the response here. Find out is this actually a safe person to share with or not? And if they aren't, think about setting some boundaries. Think about maybe don't share with people who aren't safe, right? Have some boundaries, protect yourself from people who aren't going to support you in your goals and what you're doing in your life. Don't share with those people. And then you can start looking at where there are healthy relationships in your life and people that do support you, and give more attention to those relationships and give more time to those relationships and start turning inward and supporting yourself and your inner child so that you can start working towards your goals and experiencing more success and ease and feeling safe in the world, just feeling safe to step out and speak your truth, share what you have to share with others, share your gifts, your knowledge, your talent, your skill. The world needs you more than you know, but also you need yourself first. You've got to put your oxygen mask on first before you help others. I hope that's been helpful for you today. Please do, if you haven't already, like this video and subscribe. I'd love to hear your comments below. I check all of them. I reply to all the comments. Thank you so much for being here. May you be at ease and know joy. Bye-bye.